Hey guys, this is Hetu and welcome back to etlqalabs. So guys, in this video, I would like to cover the JIRA, right? So I think this is one of the topic that everyone needed actually, right? So since this JIRA part is not straightforward, guys, because we need to configure it on our machine, and then only we can do it, right? So that's the reason I think it took some time for me even to do it, right? But yeah, so let's try to do it. So what is JIRA, guys? So first of all, we will try to understand it, okay? So why we are going to use JIRA, okay? So JIRA is uh, basically comes under Agile tool, yeah. So it is Agile tool. Primarily, it is Agile tool, right? Where we actually manage the Agile methodology process, Agile projects, right? Within Agile projects, we basically um, manage end-to-end, projects, yeah. And there is so primarily that is the purpose, but we also manage the test. We also can do the test management, okay? We can also do the test management using Jira. Okay. So for that we need to use one plugin, extra plugin. Okay. So the plugin called is the Fire plugin. The Fire plugin. All right. This is the plugin name. So we have to use this particular plugin because the test related activity can test related task or the issues will only be found once you use this particular plugin. So we will see that step by step everything. Now what we will do is we will actually create one what do you say, one site for her, one server for us, basically one site, so that we can use it, okay? Because we don't want to install it. We have something available on the cloud from the Jira itself, and Jira will provide you the cloud version to use it. You just need to create your own site over there, and you can use your own account, yeah? And then you can use it. That will come with 30 days trial, right? And I think that 30 days is good enough for you to learn. Even if you want to learn the Jira end to end also, that will be helpful, okay guys? But other thing is, if you are already working in companies, right? So all these things, whatever we are doing, going to do configuration, installation, and everything, you don't need to do anything. This is taken care by your admin, right? So Jira admin. So he or she will be able to take care basically. You don't need to do. You just need to use that, okay? But now what we are going to do over here is, uh, okay, one second, guys. So what we are going to do is, we are going to, um, I would say install, not install, but I would say create a site and account, okay, on the cloud version of Jira, right? We will see that. And then second thing, what we are going to do is, we are going to see how the agile process being managed, okay? Uh, Agile project management, okay? And then after that, we will also see that the test management activity, okay? So this will take some time, okay? So have some patience, okay? We will see one by one, guys, okay? So this agile, this is actually the job of Scrum Master, okay? Okay, this primarily, and this is job of your test engineer or test lead, whoever is there, right? So, but this will we will also understand because this is end-to-end project, right? So this is also uh, s- uh, so this is actually for the entire team, right? So we will see that how that agile process itself is managed, right? So guys, what we will do is, let's try to create the site and account, and then after that we will understand more about this agile, right? One by one, okay? So let's go here and then just Google it. I'll say Jira install. Okay, this is the site, guys. Okay, Jira official site, Jira software for all teams. All right, so let's open this. So once we open it, we will get this particular page, guys, right? So this is the number one software development using the agile teams, right? So this is being, so here also it said that this is support up to 10 users or 3 agents, include 2 GB storage, offers community support, always free, no credit card needed. All right, which means you can use it for free, okay? But this is only for this gives, right, 10 users, and this will give up to 2 GB of storage space, and this is for 30 days. Okay, after 30 days it will be expired. Yeah, so but I think this is good enough. I mean, we just want to understand. So what we have to do, you have to give your site name. Basically the this site will be used for accessing your projects, right? So you have to choose the site basically. So what site we have to use? Let's say I will say etlqalabs. Let's see if this site is available. This is already taken. Okay, can I say, okay, is it? Yeah, it's available. See, capital L. I want to say all of them as small. Let's see. All right, guys. I want to take this. Let's see. So this is available, which means you see here is the tick, right? Which means it's there. I will take this particular site. I'll say agree. Now what we are going to do here, guys, is taking to get you started. Please check your inbox to see if order completed. One second, guys. Something went wrong. What is happening is what we are going to do. Basically, this is the cloud version, guys. Okay, we are going to create a site on the cloud version itself, cloud itself, right? So this is the reason. Okay, let me see. So guys, I have taken ETL QA. Let's wait, okay? So instead of ETL QA labs, I have chosen ETL QA, okay, here you see. And now we are actually moving to the next page. Let's see how it works, okay? Let's allow some time. I think it will take some time, okay? And then because it's doing the sign up process. So after this, it will create a successful site for me, right? And this site will be managed using my Gmail account that I have used over there, right? So it is linked to that particular Gmail account, and when I need to access later point of time, I have to use the whole site. I'll show you later, so just wait for this to complete, guys. Okay. All right. Now I would like to select some tools. Now we will help you connect them later. I want to just skip it now. Guys, let's invite some friends, okay? So I would like to say, for example, team one, okay, I will say dev1 at the rate abcd.com. Something like that I just want to put, guys. It's dummy name, okay? Uh, email address, add one more, dev1, dev2, okay? Dev2, dev3, something like that. I just want to invite some of them, okay? Now this page will come, guys, where it will ask me I am new to Jira. My team is also new to Jira. Okay, and we spent our time working on features, let's say, and we have a tight deadline. All right, I'll say next. Okay, now guys, it is asking me, okay, which basically project we need. Okay, now what we have to do, guys, see here we have to give the project name. Okay, so what is the project that we want to put? So I want to say ETL QA labs. Maybe this is the project name that I want to choose. Okay, and this will come with ET. This keyword, guys. Okay, it will take automatically. You can also change. Okay, I will say maybe ETL. That's it. Okay, or maybe ETL QA. This is also okay. Okay, this one to type. Now this is recommended, and then the type I would like to change it. Okay, I would like to change it to company managed project. Okay, now let's create the project. Allow a minute, guys. Should be okay. Just so you see, this is the page, yeah. That's where we are now. All right. Now see, this is the project ETL QA that we have created, and this is the board, and this is active sprint, etc. But now what we have to do, we need to understand, guys. This is the entire JIRA software, okay. And now if we look at create here, we need to create, we need to see whether what all the options are coming. So we are task, bug, epic, okay. Let's do one thing first. So guys, let's try to understand first what is the agile process in the Scrum that are being used, right? And so this is the board, yeah. There are items in to do, there are items in the in progress and done. There is nothing in this sprint, right? So we will understand each and everything now. Let's go back to Notepad and try to understand, guys. Okay. So what happens in Jira? We have the whole requirement, whatever requirement is there, let's say, okay. So whole requirement of a particular software is captured in Epic, okay. There can be one, two, three or more Epic, okay. Epic is the very high level, okay. Epic is the very high level, or you can also say the high level requirement, okay. H high level requirement, okay. Now what will happen is, guys, epic, each epic, okay, each epic will be having multiple user stories, guys, okay, user stories, that is nothing but stories, story, okay, story, I will say one, okay, let's say I have this epic number one, okay, and then this will be story 1, story 2, story 3, story 4, something like that will be there. Let's say there are 4 story, okay. We will try to see that, okay, how we can, we have to use all of this. This is story number 2, okay. So now if you look at it, for epic number 1, I have 4 user stories, okay. And now this user story. So what is happening is this particular whole requirement is there. Now what we are going to do is we are actually going to segregate, for example, this particular whole requirement into 4 different sub requirement, okay. So this sub requirement is nothing but the story, okay. So all these 4 will make the whole this particular story complete, this particular whole requirement complete, right? So these are the sub requirements. Now, to implement this requirement, there will be multiple tasks, right? There will be multiple tasks. For example, if to implement one requirement, what all things are needed, guys? First of all, there will be dev team and test team. For example, at least 2 teams, right? If not other. So this dev team will do requirement analysis, correct? Then they will also do design. Then they will do the coding, and then they will do the unit testing, right? And from testing side, there will be testers, testing people who will be, what they will be doing for testing team related to test. They will write test case, okay? Test case writing, correct? Test case preparation or design, right? Now test case execution, and then test, okay, defect or bug reporting, correct? Bug reporting, all right, and retesting. All those kind of activity will obviously be there, right? So these are some task related to testing for for this particular story, right? This requirement has been will be developed first, and then they will be tested, right? And then only it will be released, right? So these are the some of the tasks basically. So these different tasks which are there, these are called, they comes under task basically, okay? So they comes under task, okay? These are tasks, guys, okay? Similar to that, Development testing both will be having task. Similarly, user story 2 will also be having the same thing, right? So, and after that, what will happen, guys? There will be bug also, right? So, if there is any issue, then we need to raise a bug as well. Okay. So, these are the typical, things that we need to do as part of our agile, right? So, what will happen is the Scrum Master, Scrum. So, you know that a team, agile team will consist of. Okay, let me tell you. So agile team basically, okay. So this, as we know that this JIRA is being only by agile team, right? So agile team will consist of what? Dev, test, scrum master, sometime not product manager, product owner, okay. Or basically, I would also say the customer or end user, right? Product owner, not product owner is not. I mean, I would say person who will liaise with the end user, right? So end user uh, contact point, okay, I would say. So this person will actually talk to end user and he will get the requirement from the clients basically, right? A Scrum Master is a person who will be actually managing entire agile team, right? And entire agile methodology, right? Now what will happen is basically, so we have the team of testing people, development people and all. This is a normally the team, right? 5 to 6 members will be there in the team, and that whole team will make one team called agile team, okay. And every day there will be a 15 minute of stand up call or a scrum call, right? And that's where we will be discussing, right, what we have done yesterday, what is needed to be done today, is there any blocker or something, all those kind of things will be discussed, right? Typical scrum call, right? Now what will happen is this team, so Scrum Master is the person who will basically ensure that these meetings are happening on daily basis and the progress is being tracked, right? But how, on what basis this Scrum Master will check the progress, right? For that, we will be using the Scrum Master will be using this JIRA tool, right, to track that progress, right? And we will see that how we will be doing there everything, right? So what I will do is basically, so Scrum Master's responsibility is basically to prioritize. So let's say I have 4 user stories, okay, and in let's say one sprint, okay, I don't know whether you are aware of sprint, guys. Okay, let me talk about it. So sprint is basically 1 to 4 weeks time, okay. And usually, all the agile team actually deliver the product within this, okay, 1 to 4 weeks of timeline they will take, and they will prioritize the user story. So let's say I have 4 user story, let's say in this case, right? Out of this user story, the Scrum Master will decide that how many Scrum Master together with the product owner, they will decide that based on the priority, they will decide how many of these stories has to be actually taken in the sprint one, let's say. Sprint one, let's say 2 weeks, for example, okay, 2 weeks. So within these 2 weeks, how many stories will be executed and will be delivered, right? So let's say they decide that only 2 user stories will be taken, okay. And then sprint 2 will have sprint 2 again 2 weeks after that. Once this sprint 1 is completed after 2 weeks, and this will be 2 weeks. So another 2 user story will be taken here, right? 2 user story. Then within this two sprint 1 plus sprint 2 will make sure that all the user stories, the 4 user stories are completed basically, right? So this is how the things are being tracked here in the agile. But let's do one thing. Let's try to go to agile board and we will see that, okay, guys. So there are various kind of project, okay, but we are choosing the scrum here, right? So there were kanban also, but now we have chosen the scrum. That's when I was actually checking it, right? So we have chosen the scrum methodology now, okay. So for scrum, one second, guys. All right, guys. So what we will do is let's try to create one epic, and then we will create some dummy user stories and then some task, and then I will show you how do we track it, how the Scrum Master basically track it, right? So let's do one thing. Let's try to go to backlog. Okay, we are in backlog now. What we will do is we try to create. Okay, so now there is nothing, backlog, zero issues, right? So guys, everything in this Jira, right, Jira software, everything is called as a issues, whether it will be user story, it will be epic, or it is task, everything that is called issues, guys. Okay, it has nothing to do with the bug or issues that we refer in the software testing, right? So it is not like that. Everything, every object that we create here is called as an issue. Okay, so let's try to create some epic first. Okay, so see, once I click on the create, it will open up this page, and now here's the project that will automatically come because we are in this project only. Now we will try to create one epic first. So I'll say epic one. Okay, okay, I don't want to put any other details, guys. I just want to say epic, just dummy. Okay, now we'll create it. Now I've created it. This is the epic. I'll just create only one epic, I think. Okay, that will be okay. Now what I will do is I will create some user stories. So I'll create some 4 user stories, guys. Okay, so I will say user story. Okay, user story 1. Okay, all right, let me do it. All right, I'll just check this. So what will happen is basically it will also open up automatically this page for the next one also. Okay, it's created. Now see, it's already open. So I'll say 2, and then again I'll say 2. Let's say I'll create, this is done. I'll say 3. Okay, just want to create 3 user stories. Okay guys, I don't want to show you other fields. Okay, but okay, let me show you. There are other fields as well here. So for example, reporter, it will automatically come whoever is creating it, and then issues, and there will be some other priority and other stuff. Here also you can just check it. Here I can also link to this epic. Okay, now this is done. Now let's try to do it. This is 4. Okay, this is 4. Okay guys, so we are able to, okay, I will just create it now. This will be done now. Right now we are able to create 4 user stories as well. So if we want to see it, we can go to issues and we can see it, guys. See, here is one epic, and there are 4 user stories that we have created, and this is the key, guys. Okay, so this key is basically, it's coming from the project that we have created, right? So when we have created, we have given the name ETL keyword. This is the key of the project, and the project name, and then hyphen 1 2 3 4 5, whatever, how many we are creating, right? Based on that it will come now, right? Now guys, let's do one thing. Let's try to create some task also. Okay, so for user story 1, let's open this first, and then we'll try to create some task. Okay, task is basically some development and some testing task. Okay, so let's go there, subtask, create subtask. Okay, click here, and here we can create it. So what I'll say, requirement analysis. Okay, this is for development. Okay, development. All right, development, this is for dev. One second, guys. Requirement analysis. Okay. Requirement analysis. Okay. Okay, I'll just copy it. Okay. Let it be, guys. One is done, and then I will say design. Then I will say implementation. Implementation. Okay. And then I'll say unit testing. Okay. These are some of the tasks that will be for the developer. Okay, developer. Now for testing, we have to write some task for them also, right? So I'll say requirement Again guys, for tester also, requirement analysis. This is also needed for tester, right? I will say QA. Okay. Now test case, test case preparation, test case preparation. Okay. Now test execution. All right. Execution, and then after test execution, what we do? We do bug reporting. Okay. I think there are some other tasks, but I don't want to create so many guys. So these are enough, I think. Okay, these are for the testing and that is for the development, right? Now what we will do is similarly, I don't want to create for other user story. I just wanted to create for one because I just want to show you how the this entire agile process is being managed, right? So what we will do is we'll go back again here and we will go to uh, sprint here, guys. Okay, we are here in the sprint, and now there is no active sprint, guys, here, right? There is no active sprint. What we will do here is let's go here. Okay, there is no active sprint here. One second. So what we will do is we will try to um, this is one second. Oh, where is the backlog, guys? I just want to make sure, I create, okay, backlog is here. Here is a backlog, one second. So let's see, guys, how we can, okay, so we can create one sprint here. So this is what is the option now. Okay, let's try. So this is sprint, and the sprint one, the name is sprint one automatically here now. What we will do is we will try to pull this basically, okay? So whatever, so in this sprint, let's say, in this sprint, we want to actually complete user story 1 and user story 2. Okay, let's see how it happens, how it works, guys. Okay, so what I will do is I will just hold it and I'll pull it here in this space. Okay, so one second, guys, it coming out. Second, right, something went wrong. One second, guys, I think. One second, guys, hold on. Okay, guys, let's see. I just want to add some 2 weeks, okay, for this particular sprint. And then I want to say it, let's say from today. It's already taken now. Okay. So, already done. All right. Now, what we will do is, one second, I need to go to sprint here. So we are in active sprint here. I don't know, somehow some problem is happening. Let's wait one second. Okay, guys, so you can see that I was able to pull this. So I went to backlog, and then in backlog, I was able to put this two user stories into sprint 1. Okay, and then sprint 1 is starting from 13th. I mean, this is 2 weeks of sprint now. Okay, now this all the task is done by Scrum Master, guys. Okay, we as a tester or developer, we don't know all these things. This is done by Scrum Master. Now what he will do is basically he or she will Scrum Master will start the sprint. Okay, he'll pull click here and one second, estimated, what is that, guys? Issue will include, two issues will be included in this. Okay, something, okay, some information, guys. Okay, so I'll say user story 1 and user story 2 will be completed and deployed deployed for user testing. Okay, something like that I can do. Now this is started, guys. Okay, now you see automatically in the we actually started. Now this is started already. Now in the active sprint, we can see sprint 1 is a active sprint, and now if we look at it closely, we are able to see all the tasks for this particular user story 1, right? So this is user story 1, and then for user story 2, we do not have any task in user story 2. We can create similar to that only, okay, based on whatever is needed. So this is how we can track. Now let's say this is called the Scrum board, guys. Okay, Scrum board. So here there is to do section, and then in progress, and then done. Okay, so once the tasks are done, completed, then the Scrum Master will move it. So that's why there is a daily Scrum meeting, right? That's where they are actually checking what you have done, whether this task is completed or not. Based on that, the Scrum Master will take a call, and this will be moved to the next stage. So for example, let's say requirement analysis, right? So what I will do is I'll open it here, right? So this is requirement analysis. Let's say this is done, all right? So if it is in progress, let's say for example it is in progress. So see, it is moved here, right? Similarly, let's say uh, tester is also doing the analysis, and this is also done, let's say. Okay, now what we'll do is it can be moved to in progress, let's say, or let's say it is completed. Tester has already completed it. Okay, testing team has already completed. So this will be closed here. This is striked off, which means this is completed, right? Similarly, whatever task is completed, that particular task will be basically moved to the appropriate stage, right? So everything before this particular sprint is closed, right? Ideally, everything should be completed, then only this sprint can be closed. Okay. So here is something that it is showing 9 days remaining, and then complete sprint. You can actually go and complete it also. Okay. So this is how it is working. It works. Okay. For example, let's say if I want to complete this user story itself. Okay. Let's see what happens. So now this particular user story is done, but I cannot simply do this, right? Because this is wrong. I have to complete all the task, related task, then only I can actually complete this. So for example, if I say done, this task also done, I have to complete in fact all the task, then only it can be fully done. Okay. Means user stories, one user story is having multiple tasks, right? All the tasks until they are completed, we cannot say that the story is completed, isn't it, guys? Okay, now let's see. So we have been able to close, okay, all of them. Okay, what happened? Some problem? I think we are able to do it. Let's see. Now everything, all the tasks are done. Okay, hopefully. Yeah, so they are moved now. See? Everything is completed, right? All the tasks are moved here, and now we know that this particular user story is completed. Now let's say this user story as well, I want to say I have completed. There are certain tasks which are already completed. Now let's say, okay, this will also move here, guys. Okay, this is already moved here. Why? 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Why this is not moved? Okay, we'll see that. Yeah. So this is how the Scrum Master basically do. He makes sure, or he or she makes sure that every task is completed. Then only he will go and close this. And whatever is remaining, guys, there is chances that, let's say the story number 2 is not completed. Yeah, story number 2 is still in progress. Then what? Because the timeline is limited, time is limited, and let's say it is complete. The due date has come for the sprint. Let's say, right? Uh, and if it is not completed, then this particular story will be moved to the sprint number 2, right? So the next sprint, right? That's where this will be prioritized, right? And whatever is completed, that will be delivered for the user testing, right? So let's see if I say completed, it says that okay, uh, issue 1 was done, one issue was incomplete, one issue was done, which means uh, user story one was completely done and one was incomplete. It says that move to new sprint. Okay, I'll say move to new sprint. So I can say move to backlog. Let's see if it moves to backlog or not. Okay, move to backlog, go to backlog. Where are we now, guys? See, user story 2 that was there before, we have been able to move it to again backlog. Now I can actually prioritize because the time when we actually try to close the sprint, that point of time it said that everything is not completed. So you want to move it to backlog or new sprint, right? So I chose to move it to backlog. Now again, if I do the sprint planning from the backlog, then I can create a sprint and I can pull this user story. So this is how basically the the sprint is being managed. Yeah. So sprint is ideally 2 to 4 weeks, right? Normally I have not seen 1 week of a sprint anywhere, but as per this board, right, it is allowing you to have 1 week as well, yeah. But 2 to 4 weeks, ideally 2 weeks, 2 weeks mostly I have seen, right? So this is what the sprint cycle, the sprint timeline, and this is how the agile methodology works, guys. Okay. Now I think hope you are able to understand. And here this entire task, whatever we have seen also the testing task, everything, right? So this is just to track, okay, just to track whether these tasks are completed. But where are we actually, from the testing point of view, okay? This is the task. This task at the dashboard will be managed and created by whom? This is managed by Scrum Master, right? And Scrum Master basically see all the task, everything, right? From testing, development. But tester has to manage the test management, test cases, test execution, etc. All those things also tester has to manage within this JIRA board, right? And that is something will not come by default in JIRA. Okay. So for that we need to have a separate plugin. Okay. So let me go back here and I will take some time to help you understand. So so this is, as I say, Jira is a agile tool, right? But given you can use a plugin that I have mentioned here, right? Where is that, guys? This the fire plugin, right? The fire plugin. This plugin we can use it and we can get the test cases over there, right? So we will that will help you give the other task. So now if I see here, I can only see user story, epic task, and bug. Bug we can see, guys, right? Bug we can anyways raise it. Okay, but we do not see anything for testing, right? So test cases, etc., where we write it, right? All those things we do not see here. So for that we want to see one more issue type that is called test, and for that we have to use this is the fire plugin, yeah. So let's go to app and we will try to see whether we have that particular plugin here. So find new app. We'll try to see whether we have that, right. So I have to say the fire. Okay. All right, guys. Let's see. Fire. Yeah, we have couple of them. So I think this is the one, I think appropriate one, guys. We have to use it. Okay. The fire squad test management for Jira. Okay. Let's try to install this, guys. All right, let's give some time. And it says that you can pay $10 per month, but I want to use it for free for 30 days. It's 30 days trial, it's free, right? So let me try it free. I'll say start free trial. Okay, it's basically trying to install it, guys. Okay, it says that adding Sapphire Squad test management for Jira. We will tell you when your app has been added. Just wait for a moment. All right. All right, I think it's done, right? So Sapphire Squad test management for Jira was added, right? So this is done now. Now what we will do is we will go back. We will go back to, all right, not here. let's go back, guys. Let's go back to project again. Go to project. So in this project, what I can see is I just install this Supplier Squad, right? So I can see this additional option, right? When I click here, I see these options, guys, right? Create test, create a BDD feature, search test, and then planning and execution. It will allow you to create cycle, execute the test cases, then test summary, testability matrix, and all these things. These are the testing related tasks that we are able to get it now. And how we are able to get it? Because we have actually added this particular plugin, right? That's how we are able to get it. Now, guys, let's try to see if we can create the task. So now, from here onward, I will be talking about the purely from the testing point of view. What as a test engineer you are supposed to do it, guys. Okay. So now let me test management, right? Completely test management, guys. Okay. Test management tasks. Okay. Pay full attention because this is something very, very important for the test professional, right? So this is what we do normally. Okay. So what we have to do is, so we know that, right? So within the test management, what we do is we write the test cases, test case preparation, right? And then after that, what we do? Test execution, and then what we do? Bug reporting if there is any failure, right? And then test reporting, right? Other reports basically, right? The other important tasks that are being performed as part of test case, as part of a tester, right? So we will see that how do we manage all these things using the Sapphire plugin in this one, right? So now we already installed it. Now let's go and try to see if we are able to get that issue type as a test or not. So here, guys, see, before this test was not coming, now it is coming, right? Now I have to select this, guys. All right. Now I have to give some summary here. Okay. So I already have some test case. I will use this, guys. Okay. So this is something that I want to use this particular test description. Okay. Okay. I'm just showing it for demo purpose, guys. Okay. So you see this, and this is the summary that I want to put, and here also I will put probably the same summary. Okay. This is the description. Now there are certain fields here, you can use it. By default we have only priority, and I will say assign it to me, guys. It's okay. It say that or you can assign it to other people also. Let's say I have developer 1 here, dev 1 that I'm going to assign. Okay. We have some more. Okay, fine. Now this is priority. We can also customize it, and we can also have the severity, guys. Okay, but it's not there here. That's fine. Okay. Now label, if you want to put some label you can put. Okay, label is basically it will help you to search any kind of test cases, right? So normally we put some so I can say ETL test, something like that. This is the new label, so it will create a new label. Okay, now epic, we want to use this. Now all right, I'm creating it. Now it is created, guys. Okay, now let me go back. So you might be wondering, where are those steps basically, right? So here we have written the test steps, right? Step number 1, step number 2, and corresponding test expected results, etc. So where do we put that? So we have that option as well, guys, here. Okay, so this is the description one, and then here you see, right, it is coming, right? So here we can put the test step. Okay, so let me put the test step as well. Okay, I want to put this test step. Okay, all right. Now there is this is expected result, and then there is no test data not applicable. This is expected result. Okay, I want to I have one more step here, right? This is the second step, guys, within the same test case, right? So here we have some test data as well. This is the test data that we are going to use it while test execution, right? And then where is the, okay, this is the result that we are expecting, expected result, okay? So this is what actually we have to do. So we are able to do it now, okay? We can save it now. All right, let me try to create one more, okay? So one more test case I want to create it. Okay, now here I want to create one more for, let's say this one, test case number 2. All right, and I want to keep the same description here. All right, now I want to take this. All right, guys. So now let's put some detail steps. Oh, where is that? 14. I think that should be. Let's go to. Where do I find it? Okay, guys. One second. Let's. Okay, okay, okay. All right. So this is where it is, right? So this is the one. I don't know whether that is created. Okay. So let me try to do one thing. Let me try to create. Okay. Create the test. All right. No. Control G. I just want to create this, right? Okay. So let's try to create this particular test as well. Okay. So I want to put some basic information here first. Now this is created. Okay, 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 okay. I think we already have created one more. Okay. Let's go there. I think that will be 15, guys. Okay. I think that will be 15. We already have created. Yes, see. Now we have to put, no problem. Now we will be putting some detail steps here, right? So to put the detail steps, we will take this. Okay, where is that? Okay, here it is. And now here it is. Maybe it's not applicable, maybe. And where is that? Here, the expected result. All right. Now we will go back. We'll try to take this. This is step number 2. Step number 2, guys. Okay. And then we have some. All right. We have the test data here. So we'll put the test data here, okay? And then this is the expected result. All right, guys. So this is what we are able to do now. Okay. Let's try to save it. Okay. So we are able to create two test cases. Okay. These are again dummy test cases, guys. I have just taken it from the last time when I've created it, right? Just to show you that how to write the test cases in ETL, right? So these are the one I taken, right? So now what will happen is we already have some test cases now. Okay, we have two test cases, let's say. So but in reality we'll not have only two or three or four or five, right? So what happens is basically we in reality we have to write 100 or more test cases, right? So many test cases basically. And we normally the test engineer, we actually create the test cases, we get it reviewed by business or we get it reviewed by business analyst, then only we actually upload into JIRA, right? So it will be very cumbersome task if we actually get it reviewed and then we all the test cases we normally manually upload it here, right? So it's very difficult. So that's the reason there is some feature called upload feature also. So you can actually upload the whole Excel sheet itself, right? So all the test cases will be uploaded automatically, right? Once you use that, right? So that is another way of doing it, but I just wanted to show it here. The intention is not to show you how to do, I mean, so what are the things, but intention is to show how to write the test cases and the detailed steps basically, right? Now the second step, okay, let me go back here. The second step within this is what we do is basically we try to, so once we write the test cases, we do the execution, right? Once the code is built is ready, we do the test execution, right? So we have to see how do we do the test execution. Now we have already written the test cases. Now we will go to create a test cycle. Okay. So here, right? We'll go to the Supplier Squad and then we have already created the test case. Let's see that. So here is the import test cases, guys. This is what the feature I was telling, right? Once you say import feature, it will ask you to we can supply the Excel sheet. That's where all the test cases will be there and it will import automatically, right? So all those setup need to be done, guys. Okay, choose the file, etc. That will be the Excel file, and that will be adding. For now, we have written two test cases, three test cases. Actually, it will come here. Okay, here, right? So all these test cases, let's say if I want to, so these are duplicate, guys. Last time we were actually created. So let me see if I can uh, delete it. I can delete it. Okay. Option to delete. Okay, I deleted. Now, these are the two test cases. I want to execute these two test cases because the functionality is ready for me to test basically, right? So what I will do is I just wanted to show you how to get the search here. Now, let's go back. Now I need to plan it in execution, right? Test cycle. So within a test cycle, what all the features are getting ready, I have to create a test cycle for that. So I'll click on the cycle summary, right? And then we'll create one test cycle here, guys. Okay, create a new test cycle. I'll click here and here. That's okay. No version. I just want to give here. I will say that SIT system integration test. Okay. What I want to say here. Mm, Cells data load. Okay, cells data load. This is what I want to create a cycle with. Okay, I want to probably keep some description I can keep, but I'm just copying pasting here. Not okay. You can start the date and then when, how long it will take, etc. That you can also, maybe you will take 1 week, something like that. And just give something, some name here. Now this particular cycle will be created, guys, and we'll see now. So once this cycle will be created, what we have to do is we have to actually pull the test cases, right? Test cases in that particular cycle, and then we have to execute the test cases. Now this is the cycle that is created. Okay, now how do I add the test cases? So here is a plus button. I will try and we'll see that whether we can add it. Okay, now let's see here. The other two, okay, they are already here, but even I can also search it here. Okay, I can search it here individually. ETL QA, ETL QA. They are already coming here as a test, right? So these are the two. Okay, one more is here. I can just say assign to developer one, let's say. Okay, not developer, guys. Execution. It should be somebody tester. Okay, I'll say my name. Hetu, whether it's coming. Okay, it's coming. And then let's see. So this should be actually added to our cycle. Okay. So now you see they are added to our cycle. Now guys, the cycle is completed. Now this cycle has to be done as soon as we add the test cases, right? So this is the part of our test planning, right? So what are the things that you want to execute as part of your SIT sales data load, right? So in this pack we are actually executing these two test cases. Let's say for example, now as soon as developer confirm that the build is ready, you can start testing, then I will actually go and start executing this, right? So what I can do, I will just go here, let's say, and then if I find that everything is fine, then what I can do is I can do the execution, test execution. So here you see there is something called execute button. Okay, here guys. Okay, I can just say execute here. So execute here, add to existing, okay, here itself, right? Some all these things will be populated, guys, don't worry. This is just I'm showing you for a demo, that's why all this version and other things are not there, but it will be there for you, don't worry about it, okay? Now this is cycle assigned to, okay, I don't know, leave it, I think not needed. Then I'll say execute, guys, okay? We'll see whether we are able to execute it. Now this will give you option to say pass or fail, right? Now this is saying that execution status, right? So in execution status I can say, let's say this particular test got passed, okay, and I can put the comment here, okay. I can put the comment, let's say all the data loaded as expected, okay, fine, in target, perfect. Now what I will do is I will just try to close it. So this is done, guys, okay. Now what I will do is I'll go back again here to the cycle, yeah, and we'll see that whether this is completed. Now it's saying a success, right? Now let's go back and we'll see that whether this test case is successful or not. So this test case is passed now, right? Now when coming back to this, let's go and execute this, and I want to fail this time, this particular test case, okay? So if I, because I feel that there is some problem with this particular test case, I want to fail it. So I will say execute here, and then same thing as I just want to say a dog. I don't want to do any other things. Let's do directly execute. Think it should, isn't it? Why it's not? All right, let's see. All right, guys, no problem. Let's try. Okay, we have to give certain values. Yeah, that's fine. Now, okay, now I want to fail this. Okay, I think you can also fail step by step, but here we do not have any. Okay, we have steps here as well. Okay, but okay, fine. So when the moment it is failed, right? I need to create one issue, right? So here we don't have issue. I have not created any before, right? So either I can give the issue name here if I already have it, or I can create a new issue. So when I say create new issue, it will go here and it will, I can go to bug. Okay. I will say here the, okay, test last, okay, something I will say last name is not, no, last name field is getting truncated. Okay. Just to put something, guys, okay, truncated. And what I will do is, okay, something I can give some information here also, okay, and I can also attach something here, and I can put the severity, let's say I want to put it high, okay, there are priority highest, medium, low, lowest, something like that, so I can say highest also, right, if it is blocker, right? So and then we can put the environment, and we can also put the attachment, right? So any screenshot or something, that while testing we can capture the screenshot also, right? Okay, all these things, and then here also I can put some, and sprint, that's fine. I'll say create. Now ETL keyword 17. Now this is created here, guys, right? The moment it is created there, it is already appearing here, right? So I can just put some comment if I want. Okay, all right. Now here also, see, we can mention it, guys. We can say that what is failed and all. I can say here failed, right? Here also I can attach that whatever is the problem, where is the problem, right? So all those things I can say here, attach it, attach the defect, that's all. Okay, this is all done. So what has happened is we have actually created two test cases. While execution, we found that one of the test case is pass, one is fail, right? So this is how we can see, this is the view we can get it. Now you can check it here also that there are two test cases, one is fail, one is for 50% pass, 50% fail, right? So this is how we can do it. Now this is done. Test execution is done, guys, right? Now this defect, where is the defect? The defect will be actually, so this is the defect, right? Defect failed for this. So this developer will go and developer will check it, what is the problem and all. Can go and check it. So for example, we'll go here. I mean, he will find all the information here anyways, right? So, but I have just tried to put little information here, not much, right? So, okay, here I have put that field getting truncated. I have to put all this attachment, etc., right? Screenshot, right? Now, let's go back here. 1 second. All right. Now, guys, what we have to do is we have to see, we have to go to Supplier Squad again, this one, because we are actually doing the test management now. Now we have to go to reporting. In reporting, let's see that what is the overall status of this particular cycle that we have done, right? So let's go here. We found that we have only two test cases. Total executed two test cases. Both of them are executed, right? And there's one label, and then all this information you can find it here, guys. Okay, information. Now let's see test matrix. And test matrix, we will find some more detail around it. So it says that pass one, one fail. So there are two test cases, one is pass, one is fail. And here is a bit of this pie chart kind of things, right? It is telling you 100% test cases, and then a test execution by tester. So this is the Hetu is the tester, and he has executed two test cases. All those things are there actually. So you can also see that which what is failed, execution list and all, when it is executed, etc. Pass and fail. And then traceability matrix also. Okay, let's see whether we are able to see the something in traceability matrix or not. Because if something, okay, so here is a traceability matrix, guys. Okay, now this is very, very important, guys. Okay, so what is traceability matrix? Traceability matrix is uh, basically what do you say? It's a mm, in reality, traceability matrix in the testing world is a document which basically uh, capture the trace from requirement to the failure of the test cases basically. So for example, this is the requirement, and for this particular requirement, okay, this is the requirement, let's say this is the requirement, and for this requirement, I have this particular test case, okay, and this particular test case is having one defect, right? So we will be able to see that which the defect is caused from for which particular requirement, yeah. So we can actually go back and trace it, right? So for example here, right? So I think it's not properly captured here, but you can easily see that. What does it mean basically? It has a traceability between requirement and then from requirement to test and then test to defect, right? So, for example, you have user story number 2, and user story number 2 is having the test case 15, all right. Sorry, user story number 1 is having test case 15, and that particular test case, I mean, there will be multiple test case for that particular user story, right? But test case number 15 is having one bug. So this is how it is tracked, right? So traceability matrix is uh, basically indicates that. the defect is originated from which particular requirement basically. So it will capture the linkage between requirement to test and to defect, right? So this is what the traceability matrix. I'll cover something about traceability matrix later, okay, guys. But this is how it you can get it. So this is about the test reporting, okay. So this particular Sapphire plugin, basically it will have three sections. One is the design of the test cases, and then it will give the planning and execution. That's where you can do all this, and then you have also the reporting. So you can also get the report like what kind of how many test cases are done, and how many bug and other things. So you can actually check in the reporting section. Okay, that's all for this video, guys. And I really wanted to make this video since very long, because I think there were numerous requests on this from many of you, but due to some reason I was not able to do it. But this is just to show you guys, okay, you have to make a practice, and what you have to do is you can try on your laptop, okay, or your desktop, whatever you have. So you can try to create your account on your site, and account on your the cloud version. That's a free for everybody, and that's for 30 days trial. And I would strongly suggest that you do these steps, that whatever I have done, right? And you try to and then after that you do the you install this Fire plugin, and then you do this practice, okay? Because this is what actually in the real world, this is the process that we follow basically, okay? We write the test case, we execute the test case, and when we raise the bug if there is any failure, and then we also see any kind of report, etc., right? So everything I have covered hopefully, and but again it will you will need to do some practice, then only it will come handy, guys, okay? So that's all for this video, guys, and I hope that I was able to cover most of the things, and it's really it will be helpful for you, so that mm, I think you can do it. But yeah, make sure that you do the practice, and then you will be all right, guys, okay? That's all for this video, guys, and then this video is longer, I know that it will become, because this is also needed also. So we have covered two things here, right? So we have covered also the Scrum Master's role, right? So this particular Agile project management, how the Scrum Master basically manage it, and then this is how you do the test management. So in build we do not have the test management capability in JIRA, so we are actually using the additional plugin called Sapphire plugin, and that is how we are able to manage the test also here, test cases, etc. Okay, so okay, guys, and I will stop this session here, and then I'll see you soon with the next video. Until then, happy learning, God bless you, and bye, guys.